You remember their face. You remember the conversation. You might even remember where you met them. But their name? Gone.
Have you ever met someone, talked to them for 5 minutes, and then suddenly realized you have completely forgotten their name? And the strange part is, this does not necessarily mean you have a bad memory. In fact, forgetting names is a very normal part of how the human brain works.
So why does it happen, even when we really want to remember? The answer reveals something fascinating about how our minds store and retrieve information. Welcome to History Forgotten. I'm Zack, and today we are going inside the human mind to discover the psychology behind one of the most common.
And once you understand what is happening inside your brain, you may never feel so embarrassed about it again. Think about the last time you met someone new. They introduce themselves and say, "Hi, I'm Daniel." You hear the name, but just a few seconds later, your brain struggles to bring it back. You know you heard it. You may even feel that the name is sitting somewhere in your mind, just out of reach.
This happens because names are surprisingly difficult pieces of information for our brains to remember.
A name like Daniel, Sarah, James, or Michael does not automatically tell your brain what the person is like. Imagine someone introduces themselves as Alex. There could be millions of people named Alex.
The name does not describe their appearance, personality, job, or anything else about them. Your brain has to create a connection between this random word and a completely new person.
Compare that with remembering a person who has a bright red jacket, a loud laugh, and a funny story. Those details have meaning. Your brain can connect them together more easily. But their name might simply be a short sound with no strong connection.
There is another reason names disappear so quickly. Attention.
When someone introduces themselves, your brain may not be completely focused on the name. You could be thinking about what to say next.
You may believe you forgot the name, but sometimes the brain never properly stored it in the first place.
This is why repeating someone's name can help. There is also something called the tip of the tongue experience.
You know something, but you simply cannot retrieve it at that moment. You might remember the first letter, the number of syllables, or even another name that sounds similar.
It can feel incredibly frustrating because your brain is clearly searching for the information.
But the memory is not necessarily gone. The problem may simply be that the correct pathway to retrieve it is temporarily difficult to access.
Stress and tiredness can make this even worse.
This is what happens when information overload, stress, and distractions pile up, making it nearly impossible to maintain balance.
That is why you might easily remember someone's name one day, but completely forget it when you are exhausted or distracted.
Age can also affect memory, but forgetting an occasional name does not automatically mean something is wrong.
Human memory is not like a perfect computer database. It is constantly choosing what information deserves attention and what information can be ignored.
In fact, your brain is designed to forget.
Forgetting helps prevent your mind from becoming overloaded with every tiny detail you experience. Imagine remembering the name of every person you have ever seen, every conversation you have ever heard, and every random detail from every day.
So when your brain forgets someone's name, it is not always failing. Sometimes it is simply doing what it was designed to do, filtering information. The good news is that you can improve your ability to remember names. The next time you meet someone, pay close attention when they introduce themselves. Repeat their name naturally during the conversation. Daniel. Most importantly, do not panic when you forget. Stress can make retrieval even harder. So the next time a person's name disappears from your memory while their face remains perfectly clear, remember this: your brain is not necessarily broken. Names are simply difficult for the human mind because they often have very little meaning on their own. It is a living system that constantly decides what to store, what to connect, and what to let fade away.
And perhaps the most fascinating lesson is that memory is not a perfect recording of reality.
If you enjoyed discovering the hidden psychology behind everyday human behavior, make sure to like this video, share it with someone who is always forgetting.
I'm Zack, and remember, sometimes forgetting is not a weakness of the mind. It is simply part of how the mind works.